It has been an incredible weekend of wrestling. Now we have the pleasure of revealing the matchups for the state tournament in Madison. Welcome back inside our WAOW studios. I'm Nick Tabbert, alongside two of our favorite voices for high school wrestling, Joe Miller, Teague Fenwick. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. You're going to have the call of the finals on Saturday. Cannot wait. I'm sure you're as excited as I am to break out these brackets.
Oh, man. You know, we just had basketball March Madness. Don't sell wrestling short. One of the great celebrations of the sport. 3 days at the Kohl Center in Madison. 60+ thousand over the 3 days. Can't wait.
It was a roller coaster of a ride at sectionals yesterday. 752 wrestlers will be seen at the Kohl Center over the course of the 3-day tournament. I know I'm excited for it. I know everyone else at home, they're excited to see the brackets, Nick.
All right, well, let's not wait any longer. We have 54 of them to show you in this hour-long show. We're going to start with the ladies. They secured their spots at state on Friday evening. We'll start with 100 pounds, and it's De Pere Senior, Brooke Corrigan, the two-time state champion, earning the top seed. The next 3 seed guys are outstanding underclassmen.
Yeah, you talk about Corrigan Teague, state runner-up, a season to go. She's back here as the #1 seed. What jumps out at you as you see the first look at this 100-pound bracket?
Well, rounding out the top 4, we talk about that outstanding youth. We have Dylan Albrecht from Milton at the 2. Kathy Cook from Freedom, the place winner last year. The sophomore comes in at the 3 seed. And the 4 seed, the freshman Cassidy O'Connell from Regis Altoona.
All right, let's go to 107 pounds. Freedom freshman Lily Baker, 45-3. She's the top seed. Don't count out Marshfield's Ava Gardner, last year's 100-pound champion.
Yeah, how about this, Teague? We talked about, just before we came on, youth being served in the girls bracket this year with a lot of top seeds for underclassmen. Gardner, returning state champ, but she drops to the 2 line.
Gardner and Baker have split matches this year, Joe. And rounding out the top 4 is the freshman from Badger, Alexa Thomas, and the 4 seed, Kylie Klum from Westby.
All right, let's go to 114 pounds. Another former champion moving up, earning a 1 seed. That's Lena's Taylor Whiting at the top of the bracket, guys.
Yep, she's a junior, Teague, from the great Whiting family of wrestling. Undefeated last year, back to defend her title. She was dominant last year with a big win in the state finals over Ava Peters a year ago.
Potentially meeting her in the finals if things go chalk is Izzy Sonntag of Cadott, who has made a finals appearance before. The 3 seed from Nina, Kylie Kershevsky, and rounding out our top 4 is a very impressive freshman in Princeton Green Lakes, Dalen Cody.
All right, that's 114. Let's go to 120 next. It's Two Rivers' Angie Bianchi moving up and going for another title.
Gotta be Teague. I'm going to say the first lady of Wisconsin wrestling, Nisa Bianchi, the great sons, and now how about the great daughter, Angie? The brothers always are here to support. You gotta love the Bianchi family.
Now on the other side of the bracket, we could have a potential rematch from the Warrior Women's Challenge from a few weeks ago right here in Wausau. Devlin Albrecht from Milton is the 2 seed. MJ Newman, state champ from Manitowoc Lincoln, is the 3. And Kaylin Whittier from McGuanago is our 4 seed in this bracket.
And I'll give a shout out to Ann Green from Eau Claire Memorial. That's the program's first ever state qualifier this year. 126 pounds, Maddie Peach, defending champion, back to the top of the bracket, 37-0. Hudson with 4 qualifiers, including Miss Natalie.
Yeah, Teague, shout out to my guy Pat Yelk and the great program there of Milton. They've got some good stuff on the boys' side as well. But what can you say about Peach? 28-0 a season ago. Pinned her way to the state finals, picked up a major decision. She looks like a good bet to repeat perhaps here in this weight class.
And looking to potentially meet Peach in the finals is 2 ladies that were wrestling on Saturday night last year. As we have Natalie Clavetter from Hudson at the 2, Delia Collins from Mineral Point at the 3, and some local talent at the 4 seed, Erica Slesniko from Marshfield.
Moving right along, 132 pounds, another defending champion named the top seed. That is Menasha's Lily Banks.
My goodness, Teague, I think this will go down. We're still, in the infancy of this girls wrestling being a standalone sport, but the season, Lily had a season to go. 50-0, capped off with a state title. I'd say to this point, that might be the best season we've seen so far by an individual girls wrestler here in Wisconsin.
In the 2 seed in this bracket, Haley Fletcher looking to break through to the finals this year after her semis appearance last year. Avery LaSavage from Medford could be standing in her way as the 3 seed. And the 4 seed here is Amelia Poplowski from New Berlin West Eisenhower.
To 138 pounds, Badgers, Carly Shesker, the 1 seed, her 32-0 record.
Teague, you talk about domination. It's been Carly Shesker. She wrestles in college opens. She pinned her way through the state tournament on a lot of national rankings boards. Shesker is at the top of the class here at 138.
And Joe, this is one of the finals matches that I will be looking forward to the most, as opposite her at the 2 is Super 32 champ Riley Hanrahan from Black River Falls. And rounding out our top 4 is a Nevaeh Wachaku from St. Croix Falls at the 3, and Althea Ekdahl, the cheesemaker from Monroe, in the 4 spot.
Excited for that bracket. Excited for 145 as well. Pulaski's Harlow Skinendorf back to defend her title, 26-0 as a sophomore.
Yeah, interesting bracket here, Teague. You look at last year where Skinendorf kind of came through the brackets as an 8 seed, knocked off the defending state champ Sokolsky from Bonduel en route to a big-time state title victory as an 8 seed.
And all 4 of our top seeds here with a state finals experience from the 2 seeds, Sydney Andrews from Turner, Tiani Lemieux from Sturgeon Bay Sevastopol is the 3, and we have a 2-time state finalist in Chloe LaRue making her way back to the Kohl Center after being out with injury last year. She is the 4th seed from Cuba City, Benton Southwestern.
At 152 pounds, the quest for the 4-peat starts Thursday for New London's Haley Krieger, 46-0 this season.
It is the record of all records in Wisconsin wrestling, the Immortals, 4-time state champs. Wow, Teague, to potentially be, put your name in the record books, the first to ever do it. Incredible potential opportunity here this coming up weekend for Haley Krieger.
And Haley Krieger, she could very well have to go through another state champion on her way to a 4th, as Madeline Sokolsky from Bonduel is the 2 seed. They wrestled 3 times already this year. And the rest of our top 4 is Emerson Miller from Poinet at the 3, and Bella Roman coming all the way from Ashland.
Let's go to 165. Sophomores earning the top 2 seeds, including Adams Friendships, Kimura Hutter, the 1 seed.
Yeah, this is an interesting weight class too. You look at some of the lower seeds, former state champs. Ryan won a number 1 seed last year, a former state champ. This is a bracket that a lot of different potentials could play out come Saturday night.
Joe, we've seen this a couple of times before in years past. Could we have a bi-state finals, a rematch? And the state finals, or a bi-state rematch, I should say, as Kimura met Alicia Berg of Bonduel at the Lacrosse Center earlier in the year. Alicia is the 2 seed. Victoria Jewell from Nicolay is the 3 seed. And Amara Kyan from Shoreland Lutheran is the 4.
All right, 185 next. Defending champion Brooke Huffman of Wittenberg-Burnhamwood, 30-0. Her sophomore season, she's top left of your screen, the 1 seed.
I got to tell you, Teague, you talk about amazing records. We mentioned a few earlier. I think what Brooke Huffman did last year, by the way, as a freshman, 45-0. You ready for this stat? 45 pins. She pinned her way through the season, including 3 days at the Kohl Center. I don't know that that's ever been done at any division, any level.
I've been looking to do that again this year. And joining her in the top 4 is Kylie Gorgel from Luxembourg Casco. Maya Toole-Fakuta from Portage is the 3. And Maddie Sorensen from Eau Claire North is the 4 seed.
And finally, 235 pounds, it's Ashland 2-time champ Madison Burns, the number 1 seed.
Yeah, shout out to my ore dockers. You got to keep that lake straight up there, Teague. Another one, Burns pinned her way through the state tournament last year. I don't think she did make it up. No, she didn't. 4 for 4 in the first period last year.
And the rest of our top 4, Callie Davis, Belmont Platteville, Isabel Reeb of Wisconsin Lutheran, and Keela Deering of Clintonville.
All right, lots of defending champions in the mix there. Still to come, we begin to reveal the boys' brackets. Division 3 is up next. You're watching the WIAA Individual Wrestling Tournament Bracket Reveal Show. Welcome back to the WIAA Individual Wrestling Tournament Bracket Reveal Show alongside Joe Miller and Teague Fenwick. I'm Nick Tabbert. We've seen the girls' brackets. Let's dive into the boys now, starting with Division 3. 106 pounds. WIAA Fremont, Jaden Lenoble, your top seed.
What do you think, Teague? You look at this weight class, and the last couple of years, it's been dominated by the Dodgeville Dodgers. We're going to get a new state champ in D2.
And rounding out this D3 106 bracket is Regan Roy at the 2 seed from Wabeno, Leona, 3 Lakes. From Princeton, Green Lake, a lot of lakes in the bottom of this bracket. We have Gunnar Lambert as the 3. And from Stratford, the 4 seed, Colton Haupt.
All right, let's go to 113. Blake Underwood of Marathon is your number 1 seed.
Talk about a legacy name, Teague. We mentioned 4-timers and a girl going for potential here, first ever. Blake's dad, Craig Underwood, the great wrestler from Athens. Underwood trying to cap off a perfect season.
And the 2 seed in this bracket from Cadott, the same sectional as Underwood, Caleb Lodahl. The 3 seed from a brilliant new D3 team this year is Parker Spearings. And the 4 seed, Gavin Slark from Marquezan.
On to 120 pounds, Pecatonica Argyle's Aiden Grunenfelder, the state champ from 106 last year, jumping to 120, 56-0 this year.
Yeah, Grunenfelder, Teague, his head coach, one of the great lightweight wrestlers in our state history in Grant Sutter. He's done a heck of a job with this Peck Argyle program. Grunenfelder's been the class of this lightweight division in Division 3 the last couple of years.
We'll talk about legacy names. Look at the 2 seed, Braden Johnson of Cumberland. The 3 seed from Stratford, Trenton Cornoyer. And the 4 seed from Auburndale, Derek Goddard.
126 pounds, Koji Campbell of Kenosha St. Joe's seeking the 4-peat. Will the senior get the standing ovation Saturday night?
One of the great scenes in sports. Last year, Teague, it wasn't much drama in getting number 3. He either pinned or teched his way through the bracket to get number 3. What jumps out at you here in his quest for number 4?
Well, we do have Grunenfelder's teammate Lucas Orloff from Pecatonica Argyle getting the 2 seed, the 3 seed from Crandon, Mason Dewing, and we have our 4 spot from Auburndale. A lot of Auburndale talent in the lower weights, Zaid Grassel.
Let's go on to 132. Lacrosse Aquinas back on the top line with junior Roger Flegge.
Yeah, our buddy Tate Teague, he was 4th a year ago, comes back this year and grabs the top line here at 132.
Joining him in this bracket in the top 4 from Shiocton, we have the junior Isaiah Sanchez, the 3 seed from Oostburg, Rigoberto Taez, and from Riverdale, Lakota Brewer takes that 4 spot.
Moving on to 138 pounds, former state champion Wyatt Unzer of Glenwood City is back. I know you guys love the pinstripe.
Oh,
the Pinstripe Warriors.
The Pinstripe Warriors. And they are very proud, by the way. Just go to the Northern Badger. They rock them out for the finals. Yeah, Unzer undefeated, perfect season last year, Teague. Heavy favorite here in this weight class, but some potential landmines there in the bottom of the bracket.
Our 2 seed state finalist last year, Brody Meese of Riverdale. The 3 seed from Lomira, Marshall Hankey. And rounding out our top 4 from WIAA Fremont, Carter Birdyshaw.
Let's move on to 144 pounds, Mineral Point. Rowan Carey, 46-4 as a senior, is your top seed.
I mean, you're not supposed to root for individuals, Teague, right? Cover the sport, but how can you not root for Rowan Carey? Runner-up all 3 years. Is this the year he gets it done as the number 1 seed?
Joe, he's got a good path to get through if he wants to win that first state title. The 2 seed from Ladysmith, Gabe Gerber. The 3 seed is from Partyville, Kingston Galeka, the junior. And our 4 seed from Brilliant, Colton Klug.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. After the break, we reveal the rest of the Division 3 matchups. Stay with us. Welcome back to our individual wrestling tournament bracket reveal show. We're making our way through the Division III field. We left off at 144 pounds. Let's go to 150, guys. And it's Auburndale at the top.
Yeah, Colton Weiler, Teague, he's had success on the world stage trying to track down that state title. Had a lot of close misses, but boy, he looks good this year. Undefeated bi-state champ here coming in to this 150-pound bracket.
And across from him on the bottom of the bracket, the 2 seed, the impressive freshman from WIAA Fremont, Colin Ham. We have Brock Hinderman from Iowa Grant Highland coming in at the 3 spot. And another little Myra Lyon in the top 4 as Merrick Lasicki is the 4 seed.
On to 157, we're going to see Iowa Grant Highland at the top a few times moving forward. Here's Tyson Imhoff, 42-8 as your 1 seed.
Yeah, shout out to Ryan Allen doing a great job of that program. Teague, and look at, might have a little Southwest Wisconsin flair there with Poinette Meester, the 2 seed, accomplished Greco wrestler. That could be a fun final if it ends up holding with Imhoff and Meester.
And joining those 2 in the top 4, Caleb Mackey from Partyville is the 3 seed. And Mitch McGee, another pinstripe warrior from Glenwood City in the 4 spot.
And at 165, it's another Highland, Iowa Grant upperclassman, Jackson Bussey, the 1 seed at 45-3.
Yeah, Bussey was a 3rd Teague a season ago, coming out as the 3 seed. He comes back, it's the top seed right here this year. And Iowa Grant, boy, they had some battles with Mineral Point and the SWAC and the Swollen through the regionals and sectionals. Good to see Bussey on the top line.
And in the 2 spot, we have Blake Carden from Shiocton looking to make a return trip to the finals after wrestling on Saturday night last year. The 3 seed from Cumberland, Jack Owens. And the 4 seed, we have a Dutchman from Oostburg, Liam Richards.
All right, let's go to 175. Cade Rule won a title last year. He's up a weight class and is the top seed this year.
Yeah, how about the day Curtis Fiedler, my buddy in Mineral Point, had 8 on the guys' side. They had multiple on the girls' side, a couple of number 1 seeds. And Rule's been the class of this weight class, Teague, ever since I watched him at Watertown in the early bird scramble back in December. And
this is a potential finals match I'm really looking forward to as we have Nash Banco from Oostburg in the 2 spot, Tristan Eichstein from Marquezan is the 3 seed, and from Michigan, last of our top 4 here at 175, Owen Schacht.
On to 190, Matthew Roach from Ladysmith won this bracket last year before graduating. Carter Lewick of Stratford, the top seed this year at 45-1.
Yeah, Lewick looking for a little payback. Teague, he came in as a 3 seed last year, but outperformed his seed, got to the finals, lost a heartbreaker 7-5 in the finals. Highly motivated. So many great champions out of that Stratford program.
And the 2 seed at 190 pounds from Partyville, William Becker. Coming from the far north, the 3 seed from Florence, Brayson Kelly. And the 4 seed from Iowa Grant Highland, Gavin Hinderman.
On to 215, Tyson Martin up a weight class and the top seed representing La Crosse Aquinas.
Martin, who was the number 1 seed at 190 last year. Teague fell in the state finals. Now bumps up, as we heard here, to 215. Right down your backyard. What do you think of Martin's chances this year?
2 years in the state finals. Is this the year that he gets it done in his junior campaign? Well, he might have to go through a Taden Angel from Cornell Gilman, Lake Holcomb, who comes in as the 2 seed. The 3 seed from Parkview Albany is the man-child, Wesley Egan. And the 4 seed from Shiocton, Elijah Sanchez.
And at heavyweight, 285, Riverdale's Grant Matthews, the top seed, 48-2 in his junior campaign.
Yeah, just a junior. I like what Riverdale's doing here, Teague. We've mentioned a couple of Riverdale names in these brackets from that big SWAC Swell Division, Southwest Wisconsin, one of the real meat grinder conferences in the state.
And I can't count how many times these 2 have squared off. If things go to chalk, we could have another rendition of Grant Matthews and Bodie Brockup from Iowa Grant Highland, who is the 2 seed. The 3 seed from Stanley Boy, the superstar Willie Graham. And the 4 seed from Ozaki is Jovan Lopez.
All right, let's take a couple minutes and get your thoughts on this D3 field and some of the matchups.
Yeah, to me, it's really about, we love wrestling and we love the history of the sport. And maybe the best record outside of the 4-timers is the school with the most individual state champions. It's kind of been back and forth the last few years with Mineral Point and Stoughton. I'm going to have to say, big advantage Mineral Point when you look at the brackets this year, Teague. Mm-hmm. They bring the entire city. You can rob a bank in Mineral Point on the Saturday next week. Does Mineral Point capture that, hold that record for another year. It's very important to people in the state, especially in Mineral Point.
We'll stay in the Southwest here. I always love seeing a Brockup and a Matthews going at it at heavyweight. That is going to be a fun one between those two if it comes to fruition. But guys, one thing I love at individual state, that unofficial team scoring title, right? And who won it last year? Iowa Grant Highland. You can obviously see, judging by the top four, that they potentially have the firepower for it this year. So that'll be a fun thing to see shake out as the weekend goes along.
Yeah, and the final note, too, Fenimore has been the class of this division. They've won a lot of team titles, individual champs. They bump up to D2. So who's going to be the new top dog in individual champs and next week at team state now that Fenimore's bumped up to D2?
All right, cannot wait. 2 fields down, 2 to go. We will reveal the Division II brackets after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the WIAA Individual Wrestling Tournament Bracket Reveal Show. Nick Tabbert joined by Joe Miller and Teague Fenwick here at WAOW TV in Wausau. We're halfway through the brackets. Let's continue now with Division II, 106 pounds. Evansville, Colin Fry, your top seed.
All right, let's try this again, Teague. Dodgeville has dominated this weight class, actually dominated the lightweights here in Division II the last few years. No Dodger this year. Who do you like in this boys Division II 106 field?
New blood, but could it stay in the Southwest as Frya leads the pack here as the 1 seed? Joining them in the top 4 is Parker Owens from Coleman in the 2. Trenton Holzer from St. Croix Central is the 3 seed. And our youngest in the top 4, the freshman from Chilton Hilbert, Gregory Hellendrung.
Well, at 113, we do have Dodgeville guys. Shane Rashawn, 53-2, the sophomore, 106-pound champion last year.
Yeah, Teague, you and I were trying to find some data, and if anyone can message it to us before next Saturday, has a school ever gone 4 in a row with champs? I know Rapids years ago had multiple finals, but to win 4 in a row, unbelievable. Rashawn capping off an incredible freshman season. Now he starts that mythical quest to 4 state titles.
And opposite him in this bracket is Caden Hahn from St. Croix Falls, the 2 seed. The big question mark, the 3 seed Colton Bollig of Evansville has beaten Rashawn twice this year. Can he do it again on the big stage? And rounding out our top 4 is Isaiah Holtz from O'Connell Falls.
Let's go to 120 next. GET Melrose Mindoro's Colton Koss, your top seed at 43-2.
Yeah, another bracket, Teague, that it's kind of wide open. I could see anywhere from maybe the top 4 or 5. There's a lot of guys that have wrestled each other, a lot of guys that have beaten each other. We'd say this is kind of one of those wide open weight classes.
And we're actually going to start with the 4 spot here, as Ethan Haiti from Richland Center is the 4 seed. Haiti and Koss very familiar with each other, as they've wrestled a couple of times already this year. Going to the bottom half of the bracket, we have a Logan Schad from Kiel, who is the 2 seed, and Lane Anderson from Amory looking to get back on the podium from the 3 seed.
Let's move to 126. Lake Country Lutheran earning the top seed.
Yeah, you see McAllister there at the top. Teague, good for Lake Country Lutheran. That's a big get for that school. You look at the bottom half of this bracket, some interesting potential semifinal matchups on both sides of this one.
Yeah, we have Landon Bogart from East Troy, who comes in as the 2 seed. The 3 seed from Belleville, Monticello, New Glarus. If you don't want to say that, they're all right being called Sugar River. We have a Blake Endres, who's the 3. And the 4 seed, Aiden Peters from Seymour.
One of the best rivers to go tubing on, by the way, the Sugar River. Plug out there.
Love it. 132 pounds. Freedom and Peter Tomazovic.
Yeah, say that one 3 times, Teague. Tomazovic, the 3 seed last year as a junior, pulled a big upset in the state semifinals and fell in the state finals to Colton Hush, the great wrestler from Baldwin Woodville. But Hush has graduated. Is it Tomaszewic's time now for freedom?
Looks to be on a warpath to win his first state title, Joe, and potentially in his way is the 2 seed from East Troy, Brady Collins, the 3 seed from Nakusa, Assumption, Port Edwards, Sawyer Ostrom, and some more South Central Conference representation here in the top 4, as we have Caleb Wiseman from Adams Friendship in the 4th spot.
Moving right along to 138 pounds, Kewaskum grabbing the top seed with Ethan Immel. He's 41-1.
Yeah, Kewaskum, great Division II program. We're going to mention a couple of Kewaskum wrestlers, Teague, on this broadcast. It just seems year in, year out, you're always going to find 1 or 2 Kewaskum wrestlers on one of those top lines, aren't you?
Joining him in the top 4, we have Cole Bozila from O'Connell Falls, a state finalist last year, looking to win his first state title. The 3 seed from Belmont Platteville, Dylan Weigel, and the 4 seed from Amory, Antonio Sowell.
144 pounds, it's Dodgeville again at the top with Mr. Peterson. He was the champ at 113 last year.
Yep, he's on a lot of national radars, Teague. We know he's going to continue his wrestling career in the Big House, University of Michigan, undefeated sophomore season. He has been a stud in this weight class.
And the 2 seed from Neilsville, Greenwood Loyola, sharing that sectional with Peterson and Dodgeville is Hudson Sebesta Opelt. The 3 seed, Trig White from Chautauqua Warehouser, Prairie Farm. And we have Connor Friend from Whitewater coming in at the 4 seed.
All right, so 7 brackets revealed. After a quick break, we'll do the other 7 in D2. Stay with us.